Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Upon royal orders, the Sultanate helps in transporting a shipment of heavy water to outside Iran to ensure the continuation of the nuclear deal between Tehran and 5+1 group. Establishing the first light industrial park at a cost worth more than 100 million Omani riyals is announced. The construction of buildings for passengers, cargo and air navigation starts at Duqm Airport. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Upon royal orders of His Majesty the Sultan and in response to fulfill a request by the Iranian and the US governments to help to transport a shipment of heavy water to outside Iran in order to ensure the continuation of the nuclear deal which was signed between the Islamic Republic of Iran and 5+1 group on the specified time, authorities concerned in the Sultanate, in coordination with the Iranian and the American sides, undertook all arrangements necessary to get the shipment out of Iran in an implementation of that stated in the nuclear deal. It is worth mentioning that the nuclear deal concluded between Iran and 5+1 group stated that the Iranian stocks of heavy water should not exceed 130 tons and Iran should dispose of the excess quantity during the next 15 years by putting it for sale in the international market. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service, participated in the International Summit of Governments in the Emirate of Dubai of the United Arab Emirates, which started its works today. The summit gathered leaders of governments, intellectuals, decision makers and private sector leaders. More than 3,000 participants from 125 countries are taking part. The first light industrial park in the Sultanate will be established at a cost of 100 million Omani riyals. This was revealed by Sandan Development Company at a press conference that coincided with celebrations of the Industry Day. The project will be set up in Halban on an area of 250,000 square meters. The city will contain the biggest gathering of car showrooms in the Sultanate in addition to 2,200 shops. It will also have a hospital and restaurants. Works in the project is expected to start in the mid of this year and will be completed in mid of 2018. Chief Executive Officer of Sandan Development Company, Saeed bin Nasser Al-Rashdi, said that Sandan Company is important at the current stage in the Sultanate as it plans to support small and medium-sized sector, with all units in the city are designed to serve this sector. The average area of each unit of workshop is 3 times that of workshops available in industrial areas near to its location. He expected that this project will serve the economy by strengthening industrial activities as well as to give an urge and to provide practical environment for Omani youth who want to engage in the light industries. Al-Raha village in Rusail Industrial Estate and the facility building in Knowledge Oasis Muscat was inaugurated by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud Al-Sinaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al-Sarai.
In line with the Sultanate's Industry Day, Al-Raha village inaugurated this morning. It is a modern village, has been designed according to the international standards of safety to fulfill Rusail Industrial Estate Company's needs in terms of accommodation.
This project is built on a space of 54 square meters, and the project will contain around 25 buildings. The first phase is 10 building and a cost of 11 million and a half Omani Riyal. The first phase will be able to accommodate 4,000 laborers.
The facility building in Knowledge Oasis Muscat inaugurated as well, which has been developed with an estimated cost of around 5.5 million Omani Riyals. The total area of this project is around 16,000 square meters with a leasing space of around 10,000 square meters. The project aims at providing various facilities and services for the employees in Knowledge Oasis Muscat, including banking services, travel agency, cafes, and international restaurants, among other services.
These types of facilities and utilities, it will help and support and also enhance the productivities of those staffs and laborers who are really working days and nights.
Shumukh Investment and Services Company, considered as the investment arm of public establishment for industrial states, and it is going to develop various projects which worth more than 100 million Omani Riyals, including the residential areas in Rusail Industrial Estate, Knowledge Oasis Muscat, Nizwa Industrial Estate, Suhar Industrial Estate, Al Buremi Industrial Estate, and Samail Industrial Estate. Two amazing projects represent modernity have been launched today, and soon they will serve different stakeholders from various sectors in the Sultanate. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai, Muscat.
The eighth five-year plan includes 1,500 projects with an investment volume amounting to 1.8 billion Omani Riyals. That was stated by Hilal bin Hamad Al-Hsani, Executive President of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, to Radio and Television of Sultanate of Oman. The Ministry of Transport and Communications announced the start of construction works in the third package of Duqm Airport project. Works include a passenger terminal building with a total space of 5,600 square meters that can absorb 500,000 travelers annually. The building consists of a ground floor for basic services and 4 bridges linking the passengers building with aircrafts. An air navigation complex will also be built in addition to a cargo building with a capacity reaching 25,000 tons annually. Still to come in our news bulletin. Omani Products Exhibition is opened in the Wilaya of Salalah. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Promoting bilateral cooperation and reviewing the good relations were the main topics of discussion between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade in the Republic of Kenya. They also discussed political issues of mutual concern. The joint committee between the Ministries of Defense in the Sultanate and India held its meeting in the Governorate of Muscat. During the meeting, topics related to joint cooperation fields between the two sides were discussed, especially issues related to enhancing the existing military cooperation and exchanging experiences between armed forces in the two countries. The Omani side was headed by Mohammed bin Nasser al-Rasbi, Secretary General at the Ministry of Defense, while the Indian side was headed by His Excellency J. Mohan Kumar, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Defense in India. The interregional technical consultation on best practices in patient safety and quality for care in Africa and Asian Pacific regions commenced at Al Wahat Club under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi, Minister of Health.
The three-day conference jointly organized by WHO headquarters Geneva and WHO EMRO in collaboration and support from the government of Oman and Japan. Oman is hosting this inter-regional technical consultation and best practices in patient safety and quality of care in order to provide a global platform for sharing experiences, tools, ideas, approaches and resources that support healthcare improvement efforts. Commented on the event, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, said,
"The hosting of this meeting is in collaboration with WHO and Japan. Patient safety and the improvement of quality is the aim of any health system worldwide. Unfortunately, it's a well-known fact. Patients go to hospital, there are complications, whether from the surgical procedures, from medical errors. What we are aiming for is to minimize these risks. The meeting is an opportunity for people from over 20 countries to exchange information, to learn from each other, and what are the best practices which led to reduction in patient harm in many countries so that we don't need to invent the wheel."
And how Oman was chosen as a center to hold this meeting, he said,
Oman was chosen as a center or to host this important meeting. I think that is an indication from international organization that healthcare and health quality in Oman is very good and it's improving. We learn from each other and we will never say that we've reached our goal and aim.
A total of around 50 participants and experts are here in Oman for the consultation from 18 countries: Cambodia, China, Iran, Italy, Japan, Jordan, Kenya, Mongolia, Morocco, Oman, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Tanzania, Thailand, Uganda and Zambia. Shin Ushiro, Professor and Director, Division of Patient Safety, Kyushu University.
I know that Oman and Japan has a close historical relationships, and I also know that the Japanese government has aided since 2006 WHO Patient Safety Alliance was launched. So I think this is a very, very good opportunity to share our knowledge and experience and build a new knowledge which can be applied to countries with limited resources.
Dr. Samin Siddiqui, Director of the Department of Health Systems Development at EMRO office, has this to say.
I'm very pleased to say that in Oman there are many initiatives that exist which ensure that there is safety of care. There are some very good programs of quality, safety, and Oman is moving very much in the direction of accreditation under the leadership of His Excellency the Minister of Health, Dr. Al-Saidi. But there is a whole team of Omanis. We would like to see similar progress also take place in other countries of the region, especially the Eastern Mediterranean region, where there are many other 22 other countries, you know. So one of the things for us when we come here is that we use Oman also sometimes as a model for other countries to consider, and that's why I'm very pleased that we're all here.
This meeting will provide framework that will lead to a roadmap for good collaboration in improving best practices in patient safety and quality care across 4 regions: Africa, East Mediterranean, Southeast Asia and West Pacific region. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Al-Wahid Club, Diwan of the Royal Court, Muscat.
No case of Zika virus was recorded in the Sultanate and Middle East region. This was announced to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health. He also stressed that all health institutions working in the Sultanate are ready to deal with any virus. Al Fanar Hotel is opened in the Governorate of Dhofar in Soli Bay Resort under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Dhofar, in the presence of His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser Al Mahrzi, Minister of Tourism. It was considered as completion of the first stage of expansion of the hotels of Muria Company for tourist development. It is planned that Soli Bay tourist project to include 7 hotels. Al Fanar Hotel contains 218 rooms. This brings the total number of rooms in the project to more than 700 rooms. The Moria project also includes a marina for boats, residential properties, all of which are subject to a freehold system, hospitality facilities, shopping, and distinctive array of international restaurants and cafes. The public prosecution won the award for the Best Arab Judicial Smart App after competing for the 7th edition of the Smart Government Shield at the Arab region in the state of Kuwait. The public prosecution will receive the award during the ceremony to be held in Kuwait on April 27th, scheduled to be held under the auspices of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah Al Mubarak Al Sabah, Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs in Kuwait. Coinciding with the Sultanate's celebrations of Omani Industry Day, which falls on the 9th of February each year, the Omani Products Exhibition was opened in the Wilaya of Salalah. It came to stress on the significance of the local industries as they are considered important to contribute in national economy. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning on the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman and the governorates of North and South Batna. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate on the coastal areas of Sea of Oman. Along the rest of the Sultanate, it will be easterly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas along the coasts will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. Upon royal orders, the Sultanate helps in transporting a shipment of heavy water to outside Iran to ensure the continuation of the nuclear deal between Tehran and 5+1 group. Establishing the first light industrial park at a cost worth more than 100 million Omani riyals is announced. The construction of buildings for passengers, cargo and air navigation starts at Duqm Airport. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.